He steps forward from the shadows. I was hoping you would let her live. Tomorrow's operation may well fail. And so she may still prove useful. I hear Lucius suck in his breath, and Voldemort smiles as he continues to stare at him unnervingly. I recognize the look. It's the way Lucius looks at me when he's performing legitimacy on me. You are wondering why I gave you the opportunity to kill her. It's not a question. Forgive me, Lucius replies swiftly. I mean no offense. Of course you don't, Voldemort replies, that horrible, lipless smirk remaining on his face. If you did, then you would say what you think out loud rather than forcing me to withdraw it from your mind. I feel Lucius tense, and I experience something I haven't felt with him for a long while. A connection between us. The pain of us united, the pair of us united in fear. I gave you the opportunity to kill her because I wanted to see what you would do, Voldemort says after a long while. If you had nothing to lose, which option you took? Sorry, if you had nothing to lose, whichever option you took, you would let the girl live. Would you let the girl live? Or would you kill her? My lord, you cannot question my loyalty. I must question where I have cause to suspect. Voldemort cuts across Lucius. I have spoken with Antonin. He claims that your conduct towards the girl has gone beyond the call of duty. Ice fills my insides as I feel Lucius' grips on me tighten. His fingers bite into my knees and my chest as if he's forcing himself not to drop me. My lord, Antonin is a liar, Lucius says, and I have to admire his nerve for keeping his voice firm. He is angry with me because I stopped him from forcing himself upon the girl. If anyone's conduct needs to be questioned, then it is his, not mine. Indeed, I shall question him most thoroughly, for the stance on that particular matter of warfare still remains intact. Do what you will with a witch, but a mudblood woman cannot be touched. Voldemort's gaze flickers down to me for a second once again. Do you understand me, Lucius? I always have, my lord. He bows his head. I start to shake slightly as Voldemort's gaze bores into mine, his red eyes containing a world of evil that I will never, ever want to know about. You may go, he says quietly. Lucius inclines his head and turns, pointing his wand at the door ahead of us, which swings open, allowing us to leave this horrible place and get away from Voldemort and his horrible suspicions and lies. And then I taste fresh air for the first time in days. Weeks, maybe. It's dark. So dark I can hardly see where we are. Lumos. I look around us, and all I can see are trees. Old, huge, twisted, gnarled trees. But when I look up, as far as I can without lifting my head, I can see the night sky, dotted with stars. Before I was captured, I'd had a long love affair with the night sky. When I was little, I used to spend hours looking up at it, trying to count all the stars. My dad had a book about outer space at home, and he used to sky watch with me, pointing at all the constellations out. Hold on to me, Lucius mutters. We need to apparate. I reach out silently and weakly clutch at the front of his robes, pulling at the soft folds of fabric. He looks down at me for a second, and I just close my eyes. And then I feel myself being pressed into an airless vacuum, smaller, smaller, until I'm about to burst and my eyes are going to pop out of my head. Cold, fresh air hits me again. I open my eyes. The lake. I'd recognize it anywhere. I still have nightmares about the things that live in there. He lays me down on the bank. I lie still, too exhausted to move anything but my fingers. I spread them out on the ground, feeling the cold blades of grass on my bare skin, savoring this moment, and something that isn't connected to blood and pain. I stay perfectly still as he calls the boat out to us, collecting his blood in a vial to ward off the creatures of the lake. I don't struggle as he wordlessly lifts me onto the boat, climbing in after me and pushing it away from the bank. Neither of us speak as we float across the water, his arm tight around my waist. He doesn't comment as I lean back, resting my head against him in sheer exhaustion. I barely notice as he intertwines his hand in mine, wrapping his pale fingers around my own bruised and bloody ones. So cute, right? I'm sorry. I have issues with this chapter. I really like chapter 13. It's really fucking badass. Okay, I'm sorry. I kind of forgot how it ended. I mean, how it starts. You know what I mean? With the whole I'm gonna kill you thing. I forgot all about that. I knew that he was all like, hey. And then I knew Voldemort was like, hey, you have the choice to kill her. And then he's all like, no thanks. And then he carries her, which is a big deal, apparently, later. They're all like, oh god, you can't carry her, she's in my blood. And he's all like, shut the fuck up. And then they're all like, ah! Yeah. It's not all he does. No, I'm kidding. I'm taking a coffee break, so yeah. Anyways. This book. This book. What book should I read next? I'm having fun reading this aloud. I like reading books aloud. You get into it. I'm getting into it. I'm like, what? I can't read any real books. Cause then I'd get raped by, you know, copyright. Read the real Harry Potter. No, it's not as interesting. I need sex and I need torture. No. No. No, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like, after this chapter, well, I don't know. There's not a lot of torture after the very beginning. It's kind of like torture, and then it's like, nah, we're done with that part of it. Because it turns into like, he's like, hello, and she's all like, what's up? I mean, it's not really like that, but it's not like that at all, actually, never mind. He's kind of like, I want that, and she's all like, okay. So we're not really. I don't know, it's hard to explain. You just kind of have to read it. You're like, oh, okay, that's how it is. And then when you try to explain it to other people, you're like, they're in love, but not really. Until, well, they're in love, they just don't say they're in love or know that they're in love. But they're totes in love. He totally loves her. He's like, I don't know what love is. I'm like, bitch, this is love. What you feel towards her is love. And he's like, oh, thanks, Sarah. And then I'm like, yup, anytime. And then he realizes it. And then he's like, I love you. And by that I mean, spoiler, I don't know if he says that. What? You just have to find out. I should cut this because now I'm like telling all this thing. This just doesn't really matter. It's not like he ever actually says, I don't know. You just have to read. It's complicated. He's a complicated man. He's got his thing going on. He don't know what he want, but he know what he want. But I'm drinking like all my coffee. because I don't want to wait. I haven't uploaded chapter 6. Oh well, I'll do it later. I have to do homework too. Fuck homework, okay. I'm such a good AP student. I know so much. Okay. Oh, don't this is already bad, okay. Bellatrix's voice. Oh, I had a thing. I had a notation about her accent. Hold on, guys. I got my shit together. Except for not really. I read 13 chapters. You know what page we're on? 230 fucking 2. I've read 232 pages of this book out of 780 aloud. That's a lot. That is a lot. Okay, accents. I have a thing called accents. British accent. Okay, English accent. Kind of demented. Breathing. Kind of lilt. High pitch. Oh, that's actually quite helpful for no reason. I like how my Lucius is hissing, drawled English accent, cursing, and it's like not. I don't talk like that at all. And I'm like, Ron, lower, hold that his W is English. Little bit of the Cockney? It's true. Okay, anyways. Harry Potter! I miss Harry Potter. He needs to come back in the story. And by that I mean come in the story. Where is Harry Potter? Okay. I don't see why you had to carry her. And Alpha said nothing like the one I just read. Okay. Bellatrix greets us as Lucius carries me into the house. She stands in the hallway, glaring at us both. Your speciality is the Imperious curse, Lucius. Wouldn't you just have cursed her into walking here? Don't be stupid. Lucius replies coldly. I thought you pride yourself on your intelligence. 2 pink spots appeared right of her cheekbones. So that's where Draco got that little trait from, is it? Look at her. Lucius completely ignores her oblivious indignation. Look at the state she's in. She can't be fit to walk, is she? Well, who put her in that state in the first place? Why don't you ask yourself that? She's too calm. I can't read her right now. I'm very zen. Bellatrix asks furiously, voicing her own thoughts precisely. You know, I'm my thoughts. Voicing my thoughts precisely. I'm sorry. You knew what the Dark Lord wanted you to do this evening, and anyways, what does it matter what shape she's in? It wouldn't have killed her to walk, wouldn't it? It might have. It might well have. Lucius replies, his voice quiet and pulsing with suppressed anger. Is she stupid to push him like this? He's obviously angry. Whoa! Skipped it all. Sorry. Even I can tell as much, and I've only really got to know him over the past few weeks. Hasn't she known him for years? Or does she really barely know him at all? Oh my god, that was way too, like, philosophical. Or does she really only know him at all? Okay. Believe me, I'm not carrying her around for the fun of it. Oh, it kind of sounded like Bellatrix, but it meant to be Lucius. She presses her lips together. Well then! She sputters eventually, holding her arms out to him. I'll take her to her room now. Or maybe Anton can. He shall do no such thing. Lucius replies icily. I can perfectly capable of doing this myself. Go to bed, Bella. We'll talk in the morning. He pushes past her with me in his arms and arms. That's how I talk, bitch. What? And carries me up to the stairs without saying another word to her. Will you come and see me tonight? Bellatrix calls up the stairs. He doesn't answer her. He carries me to my room in silence, locking my bedroom door when we've entered it. He lays me down on top of the soft covers of my bed. My body sinks into the warmth of the mattress. It's so beautifully soft and so wonderfully comfortable. I feel the mattress sink down slightly as Lucius sits on the edge of the bed. I freeze. Whoa, where's the mic? Okay, I freeze, my eyes widening. One of his eyebrows flickers upward. Afraid of me,